which I thought was...
Dan and Corey here, welcoming you into Libservative.
The great fundamental issue now before our people. We, the people, cannot turn back.
Yeah, welcome in to another rousing rendition of Libservative, intellectual idiots fostering political and cultural literacy, and the world's smartest internet show. Mel the Bodysnatcher on the ones and twos. He, as always, is Corey Walsh.
He's Dad Griffin.
And it's just been another week, Corey. Just another week. We're still here. The world hasn't ended yet. No nuclear holocaust just yet. Although I will say this, I did have a miniature bit of a holocaust in my home this weekend.
Oh, what?
It involved plants. So
okay. I'm already like more relieved on where this is going versus where using that I didn't want to scare you. But you know how you can use the word Holocaust.
It was, trust me, this absolutely was. Because you know how I'm redoing the studio here behind me. I have a bit of a skeleton setup here. You can see the studs have no drywall on them behind me because I'm doing
look at all those studs behind Dan in his basement.
They're skinny too. So I'm peeling down the old paneling, and I'm taking it up the stairs, right, and throwing it out in the dumpster. And I grab a piece, and I'm walking up the stairs, and I got my headphones on. Right. So I can't hear much. And like this piece, like it gets stuck while I'm going up the stairs, and I'm just like tugging it. I'm like, what the hell am I stuck on? And I pull one last time, and I feel it let go. And as I'm getting the piece of paneling out the back door, I hear a crash, the likes that I sound like Trump, the likes we've never seen before. I didn't even turn around to look. I took the piece of paneling out to the dumpster, threw it in. I come back in the back door, and my wife is standing over the landing, looking down at the stairs. Oh, no. And she looks at me, and in the sweetest voice, she goes, "My plants." Corey, it was the worst disaster maybe ever.
Oh, their plants at the top of the stairs by the window.
Yeah, they were on the window, and apparently a nail got stuck in like the sheet that she had, and I like ripped everything down.
Oh no! And it all went down the stairs. 20
pounds of soil all over the steps. I told you it was a holocaust. It was a nuclear disaster.
Oh man!
On my stairway.
Yeah, hashtag
being guided up the stairs by AI.
We were able to save a good chunk of the succulents, though. They did survive the fall. We're gonna see.
I mean, I feel like a lot of the plants would survive if you had the soil. The problem is you didn't have the soil.
We had
when you scooped it all up, you just made the soil equivalent to like the soil they're putting in the vacant lots in Detroit.
There was ceramic and nails and all sorts of shit in the dirt that fell on the stairs. I've never used a shop vac for so long consecutively in my entire life. It was a disaster.
You know,
they had sentimental value to the missus. She loved those.
We're talking about heirloom plants here, Belle. You insensitive prick.
What kind of plants?
You were able to. Most of them were succulents. There was an aloe plant. There was a money tree. There's a few other things.
Good job. You fucking broke the money tree, and now we're in about it.
I know, dude. No, the money tree. The money tree also did survive.
Oh, thank God.
It always does. We could have just printed another one. Would have been fine.
That's what the government does. Hey!
Badoomch. Oh boy. Yeah, so it was certainly a disaster. But
I will never financially recover from this.
We live to fight another day.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Those were the plants. I've never kept a plant alive other than a yucca plant outside and a pine tree outside. Anything inside, I haven't been able to keep anything alive.
It's tough to kill a pine tree, my friend. It's tough to
kill
a
yucca
yucca
plant.
Apparently.
Yeah.
All right, what do we have on the docket tonight here, Corey? With my little skeleton setup here, I'm working with one screen, so you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit till I get used to this while I finish this construction down here. I also got in a fight with ChatGPT this week. That was interesting.
I'm so glad it ended with ChatGPT and not my wife. After the plants, like
she was so sweet about it. She's just like, my plants.
Especially because if the roles were reversed, you would not be happy.
Yeah. Somebody would have had a black eye. Probably would have been me.
I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying if the roles were she's like, why'd you put those plants there? And she just texted you.
Definitely would have been me. I would have been in better shape than Christy Noems' husband. But we'll get to that.
Real quick. My kid's been pissing me off lately. He's been mocking me.
Oh, no.
He was playing a video game the other night, and he was driving a car, and someone cut in front of him, and he hit the car with his car. And it scratched. Oh, Jesus Christ. And it scratched like the side of it. And then I'm sitting there, and like he's doing that. I was on my computer. I think I was doing some homework, and then I just hear him go, "My car, oh my car!" And then he looks at me and goes, "That's you, Dad. My car."
What an asshole!
Because he saw me get my car scratched after I just got it on our New York trip, and saw me get really upset about it.
Daddy, you're my daddy.
That's you, Dad. My car.
You fighting with your son over a video game is a lot better than It
wasn't about the video game. He scratched his car and then said my car and then was like, "Hey, Dad, that's you."
Oh, that just shows.
Like I wasn't even playing the game. He was playing by himself, and he was just talking shit for no reason.
My little break from social media that I'm taking this week.
He's 6, by the way, for context.
It's been, yeah. My little break from social media this week has been great, except for, like I said, I got in a fight with ChatGPT, which is a lot more lame than you getting pissed off at your son for mocking you. I realized that ChatGPT is a pinko. I sat there for an hour arguing with ChatGPT about how fascism and socialism are effectively the same because they both result in authoritarian centralized state power. And it just kept giving me rhetorical reasons for why they were different. And it was just making me mad.
I mean, it's there's a reason there's a name for the different two, right? One's more militaristic, and it's just, I mean, the ideology, I guess when it was laid in stone, they're different. It's just on paper, it seems like they both end up in the same basket, right?
One's based on equality, one's based on hierarchy, and they effectively end up in the same place. That was my only argument, and I couldn't get the fucking thing to agree with me on that. I just couldn't get it to do it.
You're arguing with the computer, Dan.
I was arguing with basically a souped up version of Google. That was probably the most embarrassing thing that happened to me this week. But not as bad as what happened to Christy Noem and her husband Bryon. And I have to say something about Bryon Noem. And I'm very, very serious when I say this.
Is it embarrassing or is it a story of inclusion and the lines? Absolutely. Like, what if this is the bridge that unites everyone, right?
The horseshoe theory finally comes home.
You got this really hard rightist being free with his sexuality, which is what the whole entire LGBTQ community is about. And he's more free now. He may not know it yet, Dan, but he's more free now than he ever was.
He can finally be himself.
He was hiding those triple Ds in the closet underneath a stack of like completely hetero porno that his wife knew about, but didn't want to say anything to fuck with the relationship. Like, we got a good thing going here. We've been married a while. We both got good jobs. And then the tits came out. He fucked up. He put his face with the tit shot.
Yeah, it's weird that he looks so much like Hugh Laurie. Like every picture he's in, it looks like he's about to go film an episode of House. So I feel bad for Hugh Laurie for that reason.
Dan, I couldn't pick his face out of a lineup just because I've been staring at his rack the whole time.
Yeah, he's got better tits than Hugh Laurie, that's for sure. So Christy Noem's husband accused of living a double life as a cross-dresser obsessed with bimbofication kink. So Bryon Noems, the husband of former Secretary of Homeland Security Christy Noems, accused on Tuesday of living a double life as the said crossdresser and donning huge fake boobs and talking to fetish models online. In a jaw-dropping report published on Tuesday by the Daily Mail, it was the chief investigative reporter Josh Boswell and senior reporter Ben Ashford, had to get their names in there, published several photos of a man identified by the newspaper as Bryon Noems, posing for the camera in large fake breasts and hot pants while pouting. The two reporters also spoke to several fetish models who claimed to have had an online relationship with Noem involving "quote unquote" bimbofication. A kink centered around
that they dropped that, like, any man who, obviously people who are subscribing to these people are not thinking with their big brain but their little brain in the first place. But I mean, again, unless they have no other option, you know, I'm not shaming anyone who does it, but I'm saying that, like, a lot of people who are doing it, they're obviously not thinking with their brain in the first place. They're using their dick. And so they're just assuming confidentiality with these women. And then just for an interview, and then like they were losing money by not making content to go do this interview. And they just ratted out one of their customers.
It's just
do you think how much do you think that these OnlyFans models are going to lose out on customers?
No, they're going to be made more famous. They're going to have more people seeking them out.
These guys are fucking stupid, man.
Especially
like,
this kink, right?
Bimbofication. Like right now, I think if I were to, you know, pay for a model, I'm not going to pick the one that just offers up my information so freely.
I mean, I don't know what your kinks are, Corey, but like, I'm going to assume that you're not like using big fake saline tits to get yourself off while talking to an OnlyFans model, especially
I wear a
I mean, I don't know anything. I guess maybe I just don't know you that well, Corey. Bimbofication, a kink centered around women becoming real life Barbie dolls with gigantic proportions.
Dan didn't actually have to look that up. He just knows it.
No, it's in the article.
No, I'm just kidding.
Noem, who reportedly made thousands of dollars in payments to sex workers, allegedly asked one fetish model to turn him into a girl before asking her whether he should put on leggings. According to the report, Noem made little effort to conceal his relationship with Trump's Secretary of Homeland Security, giving women his phone number with a voicemail message which identified his business. The Daily Mail spoke to several national security experts who expressed concern that Noem's secret life could have exposed his wife and turned the White House in for blackmail. Well, you can just ask the Israelis about that one. Former CIA officer Mark Polymeropoulos.
Maybe somebody did try to blackmail him.
Maybe. And maybe that's the real reason Christy Noem got fired a couple months ago. Former CIA officer Mark Polymeropoulos told the newspaper, quote, "If a media organization can find this out, you can assume with high degree of confidence that a hostile intelligence service knows this as well." Is he talking about any one of them in specifics? Noem's wife, Christy Noem, was removed from her position as Secretary of Homeland Security this month and given a new role as special envoy for Shield of the Americas, and nobody knows what the fuck that is. That is just it's so Bryon Noems to me. This is what I was going to say, Corey. Bryon Noems,
you're fired. Get out of here.
That's right. Bryon Noems is this guy's an American hero. Okay, because in a time where we seem like the world is falling apart, in a time where the world order is shifting, everyone's going broke. while the president tells us, there's nothing to see here. Religious zealots are justifying murder and genocide. Getting on a flight from Oklahoma City to Iowa City is like playing Russian roulette. Ozempic is eliminating the role of the funny fat guy. We needed a moderately high-profile conservative man to strap on a pair of saline-filled silicone milk pillows and make an ass out of himself in front of the entire world. The man is a hero. We've never needed a story like this more than we needed it today. So thank you, Bryon Noems, and thank you for your service, sir. You are a peach.
Yeah, and you know what? Dad's right. So like the wise words of George Santos.
Don't get bogged down by all the haters out there.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing about it too is like,
so here's the question, right?
Go ahead.
Does the LGBTQ community accept him? Their marriage is in shambles. Like they're probably going to get a divorce, right? And does he run to the left to the LGBTQ community? What does he do? I don't think. Does he go co-host Blair White's podcast?
Yeah, I mean that might be the way to go. She would just get mad at him for not passing because that's like her whole thing. Because Blair White spent like so much time like literally busting her ass to pass the way that she does, and that's what she always tells like trans men that like still have a beard and like grow their hair out and put on a muumuu. She gets mad at them because they're like, yeah, she's like, you can't use the women's room because you're not passing. Put the work in.
Right. Yeah. So it's more of like the commitment. Like if you're just kind of cosplaying, but you're not like fully committed, then you're doing just that. Like cause she talks about that too, right? She had like severe body dysmorphia.
And for him, it's a kink.
Yeah. For him, it's a kink. For her, she did it to like what she thought would better her health.
To answer your question though, Corey, I
guess that right there is the whole stigma too, right? The passing.
I don't think the LGBT crowd is going to accept Bryon Noems. And there's a reason why. Because this is basically the modern day equivalent.
Because he's not committed.
No, it's like a Jerry Falwell situation, or who was the fucking pastor that got busted banging dudes after like saying God hates fags or whatever. It was Jerry Falwell, right? Or was it Jerry Falwell's kid? I can't remember. But this is like the people that are the most against the thing are always the people that are doing it in the background. He's like an early 1990s pastor who was running around talking about how God hates homosexuals. Meanwhile, he's dotting the map with jizz stains all over Boys Town. This is the modern day equivalent of that.
Yeah. Because it's like, yeah, you were sitting like out here grifting and like advocating for policy and legislation that would hurt the exact thing you're doing behind the scenes.
Yes.
It's fucked up. Very hypocritical. I'm not judging him doing that. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. I don't care. He can do whatever he wants, right? But it's the reason why it's like funny is because that wasn't who he was to like the American people, and he was out there damaging people that are like an orientation that isn't what Mormons and Christians would deem not a sin.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
And then he fucking just a hypocrite. There's hypocrites everywhere, and just there's far too many of them that try to hide behind like religion and some complex. Like, it was an elitist thing, right? That was elitist. Piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at those cans. Look at that.
They look drunk.
Yeah, the nipples look drunk. They look like they're in the wrong place. Like, look! He looks like Hugh Laurie. Look at his face.
It looks like he rushed to put that on. To see, like, his wife was just running outside to go shoot the dog, and so he ran into the closet, threw on the tits, threw on the shirt, took the 2 quick selfies, and then had to put them back. That's a rush job.
Yeah, these people have terrible. Yeah, he's terrible. The lighting is terrible. You would think he would know better.
That's what I'm saying. It was a rush job.
By the way, with his Is kink being bimbofication? That is a really good explanation for why Kristi Noem looks the way that she does. Like her face is falling off half the time.
He was just judging her contour
because
and her makeup.
Because
and she had no idea.
He's the one out here doing it.
He's just, oh, honey, your contour is way up. And she's like, oh, my husband's such a man. Yeah, all these chicks just ratting him out. Like, oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And like you were saying.
Look at that. Hold on, look at this one. Look at the dog. The dog's like, what in the fuck are my dog toys doing under your shirt, Dad?
What in the fuck?
And what the hell happened to that door? There are so many questions to ask about this particular photo. And why is he holding them like that? I don't know. I got to keep going. Oh, Brett Baer had something to say.
Noem is asking for privacy and prayers tonight. She's said to be devastated by a report alleging her husband has been what is being called a cross-dressing double life. Senior national correspondent Rich Edson has details tonight. Good evening, Rich.
Good evening, Brett. Well, former Homeland Security
Rich
Secretary
looks like he likes
the
same kind of thing.
Are responding to a report regarding Noem's husband's alleged online activities. A spokesperson tells the Daily Mail that she's devastated and that, quote, the family was blindsided by this and they asked for privacy and prayers.
You knew.
Time. President Trump.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Okay, so she says she's so devastated and she was blindsided. Where in the hell was he hiding these big fake cans in that house where she didn't find them? Come on.
Unless they like blew up. I don't know.
I mean, they looked like they were full of a liquid of some kind.
I would just like to point out that the caption in the video that Fox used at the beginning was, "Get it off your chest."
That's a great catch, Belle. I didn't. There's no way she didn't know. There's absolutely no way. It sounds like some intelligence community knew, and that might have been the reason why she was fired in the first place. I'm just speculating. But does it not make that picture of when she was being berated in front of Congress about her affair with Corey Lewandowski, and her husband is just sitting behind her, seething, just wishing he was just dying to get out of that room so he could get home and put those tits on. You know it. You know he was dying to get that kink on after that embarrassment.
Trump tells the outlet he knew nothing about it, adding, "Wow, I feel badly for the family. If that's the case, that's too bad." The Daily Mail alleges it obtained hundreds of messages between Bryon Noems and 3 women involved in a site where men cross-dress. The Mail posted several of these photos and writes, Bryon Noems allegedly sent women in the community $25,000 in virtual payments. The publication says Bryon Noems did not deny the explicit conversations, but says he never put national security at risk while his wife was secretary, setting up a potential blackmail situation. Quote, "Yeah, I made no comments like that. That would lead to that." Bryon Noems operates a crop insurance agency. He and Kristi Noem married in 1992. They have 3 adult-age children. Earlier this month, President Trump ousted Secretary Noem from her role leading the Homeland Security Department after congressional hearings where she had difficulty answering whether she was having an affair with top aide Corey Lewandowski. With her husband seated behind her, she also faced questions about more than $200 million in DHS ad campaigns that featured Noem. Democrats are investigating that businesses that received money on that contract. The president named Noem as special envoy to the Shield the Americas, Brett.
All kinds of stories today, Rich.
Oh, that's great. That's great analysis from Brett Baer. Oh, here we go. Here's Kristi Noem.
Dude, I wouldn't put that on there.
Oh, it's okay. We'll roll down. Oh, here we go. I don't know if these messages are real, but I really hope they are. I really hope these messages are real. Long hair, big lips, boobs.
Good. I'll make you the prettiest trans girl ever. So fuckable.
Pierced boobs.
Are we keeping the dick?
Yes.
Who doesn't love a girl cock?
Exactly.
Call.
Especially in a long lace thong. In bed.
I hope those WhatsApp messages are real. I really do. That's enough. We've seen enough. We gotta stop picking on Bryon Noems. He seems like a nice guy.
That was an incredible impression. I just want to say that, like an incredible reenactment.
You think that's what he sounds like?
Or her. Either way, like. They both. It was
Imagine you're Rambo.
Oh man, I had a feel that's not the end of that story. At least, God, I hope not. What should we move on to next, Corey? Do we want to talk about more death and destruction in Iran? We got the titty conversation out of the way.
What's there to say, man? What is there to say?
What the fuck was that speech last night from Donald Trump?
It was a nothing burger. Anyone who pays attention, it was a nothing burger. And I feel like anyone who is already like apprehensive of Trump at this point, even if they like voted for him, because the alternative was also like really shitty. And I feel like those people are just like, yeah, I'm not voting for that again. I'm not saying they're not going to vote Republican or anything like that, but I think Trump is pretty cooked after that. You know, like the way he, like, I don't know. It wasn't the biggest
load that we've seen.
It wasn't anything that felt like promising or anything that showed the direction or even an objective or like anything unifying. It was just, I don't know, like something he would do at a rally.
I know what I can tell you exactly what it was. That speech last night was A, just another huge middle finger to the American people, but B, it was literally just a synopsis of all of his Truth Social posts over the last month. That's all it was. It's almost like they just turned those into a script and he just read them on TV while he was exhausted because he didn't take enough Sudafed.
Yeah. No, it felt like he was just reading off his tweets. Like they just put them all in a row on his
Ooh, look at that. It says TikTok.
Yeah, dude. It was and like, my God, like, don't get me wrong. When it comes to doing missions and actions, the troops that are involved in it, the mechanism, our military machine is like, when it comes to doing something, is still very, very impressive. Okay. Like when it comes to the kinetic energy.
Imagine you're Rambo.
When it comes to like the kinetic energy that they're throwing at Iran, like it's still like a big success rate. And the amount of stuff that they've with their defenses have knocked down versus what's made it through is impressive. I don't have any like lack of faith in the military branches or services or like our soldiers or anything in general.
To strike the target.
It's just
especially if it's a school building full of little girls. But go ahead.
You got a driver of this machine, like someone who was only driven a Honda Accord, and now he's driving a fucking Ferrari, and it's just squirrely and it's all over the fucking place, and it's just moving around all nutso. And yeah, we're blowing a lot of shit up, but like no one in that room thought about the third, fourth, and fifth order of consequences. Trump's come out and said shit about the Strait of Hormuz, like, wow, I didn't think they'd do that, right?
Even though that's the thing that they've been planning to do for
like Trump said he was surprised, right? Wasn't he on the news or like in a speech saying he was surprised that
either that or it was a Truth Social post. This shit always runs together.
He said that they wouldn't do it before he went in.
Corey, to your point about
like you're seeing leaked footage of drones from Iran at our bases that are just vacated and empty. You know, like we've abandoned the bases. We've had to rush everyone out. We're putting them in hotels, which is leading towards like a humanitarian war crime type shit because they would be aiming for the soldiers and there'd be civilians there. The exact same shit. And there's no moral high ground to stand on that because Israel has been doing that exact same fucking thing to Gaza for the past couple of years. You know what I mean?
Right. And Trump is kind of just he's utilizing the Israeli game plan for war. Like this isn't the way we've ever conducted business in the past.
Yeah, and like he's like now he's just telling everyone if they want the Strait of Hormuz, they can fight for it. Like what the fuck? Like when we were on this show and we talked about the war with Ukraine and how fast that America put sanctions on Russia, and then that caused everyone like I think BRICS was already like in motion at that point, but like it like put like an adrenaline shot into BRICS, and like more countries were like, yeah, you know what, we might actually want a alternative source of trading fund because America just did that to one of the biggest economies in the world, or biggest countries by landmass. I think it is the biggest country by landmass.
It is.
And we gave Biden a lot of shit for that on this show. Because he weakened the US dollar by doing that. Because then that country and any country that still traded with them had to find an alternative way to trade currency versus the American dollar. And I thought that was really bad. But then now Trump does this. The Strait of Hormuz is what, 40% of the world oil? It's either 20 or 40. It's
25.
something like it's 25. Okay. So that's a big fucking deal.
He's talking about freedom. You fucking queers.
25% of the world's oil is now going to be traded in different currency. Because he's like,
yeah.
all of these
So
countries,
so
you know.
so that's why last night during Trump's speech, when he's talking about how they have nothing left and we've destroyed their navy and their air force is all but obliterated and they're running out of missiles and all of these things. These things can all be true. The problem is that's not what wins a war like this in 2026. And Iran knows that. Because the way Iran wins this war is by doing two things. One, just surviving, because it's an existential war for them. And B, starting economic chaos throughout the globe, particularly throughout Europe, particularly in parts of Asia. And how do they do that? They can still allow oil to go through the Strait of Hormuz, but the oil that they choose. And to your point, Corey, and we were talking a little bit about something that Sagar and Jetty said in an earlier episode of Breaking Points earlier this week, where Trump goes, "Well, we're not gonna go open the strait because we don't hardly get any oil from there, and it's not our responsibility. If you want it open, you go open it." And why did he say that? The reason is because he knows that the only reason that he's going to be able to open it for everyone is through a land invasion. Okay, now that might still be on the table. There are still There are still troops, more and more every day, floating over to the region. So that certainly isn't off the
A-10
table.
Warthogs from our area went out there.
No,
but it's
like,
but it's.
I'd say the fact that over 40 countries met today in a virtual meeting held by Great Britain in an effort to talk about how to reopen the Straits of Hormuz.
What to do with the Hormuz? Yeah.
You know who didn't attend?
Well, who's that?
We didn't.
We weren't. You and I, we had other things to do.
Yeah. So here's the thing. They're gonna offer. Like, here's the thing.
They're
gonna those countries are gonna come together, and then offer Iran $5 billion or something like that, and then they all just get a pass to go through.
Traded in Chinese yuan, by the way.
Yeah.
So
they're all going to get together, and then they're all going to float $1 billion, and Iran's going to make like $100 billion on this deal.
Yeah, like, so the idea,
right? Like, what are they going to do? That's probably what they're going to do.
Yes. So the idea that Iran has no cards left. So like, Trump is still viewing war, and it might not even just be Trump. It might be some of his advisors and other people as well. They're still viewing winning a war as like who blows up the most shit. Like, okay, yeah, if that's what the war is, then sure, we're going to win that. We're going to win.
Yeah, easily.
We're
doing
not,
that. We're winning that.
But that's not
we're getting
what
punched
winning,
back.
Right, but that's not what winning these wars are now. I mean, Vietnam, that was the case, right? That's an existential crisis for the communist Vietnamese, right? I would think that by at least at the time, not having a unified Vietnam, it's unified now, but not having a unified Vietnam was a victory for them. All right. Like, so, and it's not like Iraq where you can just go and blow up the regime and there's nobody in the wings to step up and take over. Iran is a very sophisticated nation. We've talked about it before on the show. They have a constitution. They have succession plans. So you're never going to you're not going to win this war just by blowing shit up.
This isn't Iraq. You're not fighting Iraq, who had 10 to 15 to 20-year-old machinery in the 90s. And this isn't Iraq like in 2000s where they had 20 to 30-year-old technology. It's not Afghanistan.
And it's also a country of 96 million people.
It's a big-ass country with a competent military. Kinetically, are we beating the shit out of them? Absolutely. And people, you see people so some of this stuff, it's like fear-mongering and it's stuff I'm not subscribing to. This war just isn't a good idea for the U.S. economy, for the safety of Americans, for our future, for our our merit when it comes to diplomacy, the strength of our word, our U.S. dollar. All of these things are being affected negatively by this. When it comes to the war itself, yeah, we could. When it comes to just blowing shit up, we could kick the shit out of them.
But that's not what is the war. And I'm not giving you any news. You know that.
Right, but so what I was saying when people fearmonger, right? That's what I was trying to get to was you see people going, and now China and Russia and all of them are studying this war to see where our failures are and where we're succeeding. It's you don't think we're doing the same though? It's almost like this is a stress test. It's a worthy opponent. It's a worthy opponent, but it's not a China or a Russia or any of the big boys. It's yet again another country that we've sanctioned for 20 years. No, I'm sorry. Fucking 70 years at this. Well, no, sorry, 50 years.
47 years.
47
years,
yeah.
according to Trump last night. And dude, the amount of lies, just the obvious lies that if you're paying even just a cursory amount of attention to anything, are lies. He brought up the Obama gave them billions of dollars lie again. We're still using that.
Right.
So for those who don't know, part of the Iran nuclear deal, which by the way is maybe the best thing that Obama did during his administration, arguably for sure. Not a lot of great things. Dude's a fucking war criminal, just like every other president.
So not Americans for the banks. Yeah,
100%. I'm not giving Barack Obama a whole lot of credit, but one of the good things that he did was entering a nuclear deal with Iran. And part of that nuclear deal was giving them back money from whatever it was 60 years prior that we took after the revolution.
It was frozen assets from them that I believe it was weapons that we were going to give the government to fight off these rebellions and stuff like that before they fell. So we held on to the money. I think that's what it is. Bell, look that up.
I think he's already got in front
of it. It was when the regime changed. Something to do with the regime change.
We're bringing you. Well, I thought we were bringing you in. There he is. In his military plane on his.
Yeah,
they were assets. They weren't. It wasn't. It's not liquid money that they froze. It was assets, Iranian-linked assets in the United Arab Emirates, and Iranian businesses in the UAE.
Okay.
We always forget.
So
we always forget the
war
details.
business. It's probably.
I think some of it was
war
war
business.
I think some of it was war business. But
so I was just saying it was probably some General Dynamics.
Yeah, because I think it was as you're saying that, I think there was also assets of Iranian citizens, anyone connected to Iran was just cut off, and anything that was here when the sanctions happened just stayed.
Yeah, so it wasn't just, but the point is, this wasn't just Barack Obama just giving them money. That's the way it's portrayed.
They were unfreezing their assets. Yeah.
That's the way it's portrayed. And by the way, if just giving them a few $1 billion to enter a peaceful nuclear deal, even if that was the case, even if it was the case that Barack Obama just gave them money, Right.
Right.
That if
So-
the biggest thing is them not having a nuclear weapon,
They still did fuck around with it a little bit, right? Like that money itself, like they may not have been using it for the nuclear weapons themselves, but like they were still using it for military, even though Obama said you can't use this for military. So what they did was they would just take that money and put it into their general fund, and then take that money out of the general fund and put it to their military.
very smart. Just
No,
that's
no,
what
no.
billionaires do, right? They just move assets around.
Yeah.
They created different forces. The Quds force. They created different forces that were able
With
to
that
accept the
money?
and then they had forces. Right. So then they created subsidiaries of those forces that were able to take money. It was
Yeah.
such a weird.
So they
way how
created
have it.
shell
They literally have,
companies.
like,
They created shell
yeah,
companies.
but government, but in the form of police, like they have 3 different police forces in Iran.
Yeah. And it's
All
all
federal.
designed to keep an eye on each other.
Come on now, you expect me to believe that?
Yeah, that's what it's for.
I do. Yeah, they do. They keep everything like in separate branches, not necessarily to keep everything equal, like the American Constitution. Because remember, they have a constitution, but their government is designed to like keep each other, like spy on each other.
Either way, it wasn't just as simple as
Barack Obama just gave them money. He just gave them billions
no,
and billions of dollars.
it's just such a dishonest way to put it. And then there's the whole, if they get a nuclear weapon, they will use it. It's like Bibi Netanyahu might as well have been up there talking. Honestly, Bibi Netanyahu might as well have been up there talking last night.
Because they used to say that about North Korea. North Korea definitely has nuclear weapons, and they haven't used them.
They have a nuclear
And they
weapon.
can reach the United States. And they can reach the United States. That's a big thing right there. Why aren't they invading the shit out of them?
Because they actually have a nuclear weapon. That's why.
Right. That's why I said it last week. I think the best case scenario is for Iran to have a nuke, because nukes equal peace. I'm not. I mean, am I wrong when I say that nukes equal peace?
No, I mean, there's peace between all the countries that have them.
Right. They fight little proxy wars with,
That's what it is. That's literally what it is. It's the nuclear countries in this.
Imagine you're Rambo.
Proxy little wars just for resources between 2 countries that don't have nukes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Iran would never directly invade Israel. They would use proxies. Because, like, don't get me wrong, Iran did like Hezbollah, Houthis, like they have their terrorist proxies, and that's wrong. I don't like that. That's fair to say, because I also don't like it when my country does it, because then it doesn't give me a moral high ground on actually fucking judging that. You understand what I'm saying?
Dude. Yes,
like, I can't sit here and say that they're the bad guys and we're the good guys, because they're the bad guys and we're the good guys. I can't sit here and say that when there is no moral high ground.
Corey, I'm glad you brought that up, because it's so funny that you have people like Hegseth and Rubio. I think Rubio's the only one who said this about the Strait of Hormuz, but like, oh, they can't shut it down and just start collecting money in other currencies, because that would, I'm butchering what he actually said, but they can't do that because that would be a violation of international law. And I crack up laughing when anybody in our government has the audacity to accuse anybody else of violating international law. Because what is international law? International law is an absolute joke.
It's just might makes right.
Exactly.
Which is something they also tout.
That is right. And and it's designed to essentially make the nations that are empires put the smaller nations under their little wing. I don't want to hear about other nations violating international law when our government and our allies' governments are the worst violators of all international law.
Right. Yeah. That's just it. It's like in international law, like, I guess when you're a sovereign nation, you're allowed to defend yourself. I'm sorry. That's how I feel.
You don't have to apologize.
And in our individualistic society here in America, my sovereign nation personally is my house, and I'm going to fucking defend it. And if I have an asshole neighbor, I can't just go over there and shoot him just to get rid of him. I just have to deal with it, because there is an actual law that has teeth here in America that'll do that to me. But this international law bullshit, when it's like good for me but not for thee, that they do with the world is
Listen, I've got to give a clue here now. I don't want any more bullshit anytime during the day.
Dad, there's a saying my mom would say to me. It's get down off the cross. Someone else needs the wood.
That's fair enough.
And that's exactly
I don't take no orders from no woman, by the way.
But that's how I feel when I hear this bullshit, right? About oh my God, they're bombing civilian infrastructure. It's like, what? We kicked the war off, and within the first barrage of missiles, we hit a fucking school.
Blew up a bunch of 9-year-old girls. Yeah, we certainly have the moral high ground. Israel,
yeah. And that's what pisses me off, man. Because it's like
it was a Tomahawk missile.
I don't think it makes me callous. I don't think it really makes me callous. I just think I see the way that the tool is being used. But then, like, I'll see on my feeds, right, like a barrage in Israel, and someone holding a child, and they're clearly using it as like a propaganda tool. Like, yeah, that's really shitty. That's what happens when you decide to fucking start a war. Is your people get bombed and people die. But then it's the worthy and unworthy victims that Noam Chomsky talks about. Who was on Epstein's Island, by the way?
Daddy, you're my daddy.
About the unworthy and worthy victims. It's like, why is, in his book Manufactured Consent, it's like, why is the life of this person being delivered to me as an individual consumer valued at so much more than the other one? They're both in faraway countries. It doesn't fucking affect my personal life. I don't fucking know them. Just one is Israel and one is in Iran. And why is there an opinion that you have that is all of a sudden wildly valuing another person versus another that you don't know anything about them? It's just one's my side, one's your side. And people just fall for that shit. I don't fucking get it.
Well, Corey, it's the Michael Malice school of thought that I love so much that most people don't view the world through a lens of good versus evil or true versus false. They look at the world through an us versus them lens. That's really,
that's instinctual, right? That's something that helped us get to this point. That's something that helped us survive. But I'm tired of, and it's like, okay, then let's just fucking admit that. Let's just fucking admit that, and then I can have a better grasp on the world, because then I get it that it's us versus them and this and that, you know what I mean? But like, it's just these weird moral high grounds that contorts and twists everyone's fucking brain.
Yeah, but
where it's not us versus them. It's we're the good guys and they're the bad guys. Like,
we can admit it.
This fake fucking lens.
We can admit it, but I think we have to fight it, because that's how you end up with things like the Holocaust. It's you know, the us versus them.
No, but you get what I mean, right? Like, if that's really the case, then it's like, let's stop pretending.
I mean,
because we don't have no moral high ground in any of this.
The Israeli government,
the craziest fucking part.
The Israeli government is doing a pretty good job right now of just doing the us versus them thing. Did you see this new law that was just passed in Israel?
Oh yeah, they're allowed to kill Palestinian detainees now.
So Palestinians convicted of quote unquote terrorism,
but not Jewish people.
Right.
Just Palestinians
will be put to death, and they portray it as crimes directed at taking down the state of Israel. Now, this is just a blatantly apartheid law. There's no other way. There's no other way to describe that. And the other part about it is, and Crystal Ball mentioned this first, but the fact that the Israelis, to convict people of these crimes, they essentially use a military tribunal to do so. These people don't get trials. They get thrown in front of a kangaroo court where they are essentially, I'm not going to say 100%, right? Because we try not to operate in absolutes here, but pretty close to 100% of the time, these people are going to get convicted. And it's only directed at Palestinians. And yet you run around the world. We're not an apartheid state. We promise we're not an apartheid state.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely insane. It's bizarre.
The other thing about it though, Corey, is there are no similarities between the Israeli government and the Nazis. No. There aren't any similarities there. Come on. That's crazy talk. You anti-Semite?
But October 7th.
Yeah. What about October 6th?
Right. And October 5th and October 4th. Yeah. Like there's so many videos. Like and no one's innocent. Again, it just goes back to us talking about how it's
but Corey,
fucking like
even from the lens of, quote unquote, what about October 7th? I mean, did we run around? I mean, there are a lot of people that wanted to, but did we run around after 9/11 just rounding up Muslims?
No. People wanted to, but we didn't.
Yes, people wanted to. People still want to. Who's that? Yeah. Who the hell is? But just as an aside, who the hell is that bitch running for Congress? I think in Texas. She's kind of hot. She's like Republican AOC, and all she does in every one of her little Facebook ads is talk about, and she calls them dirty Muslims. Who the hell is that broad?
I haven't seen that at all.
You see this, dude? I have sent you her campaign videos multiple times, and all
are you sure?
Yes. Yes, and all she does is bitch about Muslims. That's all.
Hey, Bell, go ahead and look up on your computer, Texas Congresswoman dirty Muslims.
I think she's from Texas. I'm not exactly sure. It might not be Texas. Maybe one of our listeners can help us out. I cannot remember for the life of me this woman's name, but she's kind of hot. She's like MAGA AOC. I think she might even be a little bit better looking than AOC, to be honest with you. I know that's blasphemous to say.
It's tough when the standard of being attractive in Congress.
Daddy, you're my daddy.
It's like the average is 80 years old.
You got her, Bell? Did you find her?
Her name is Valentina Gomez.
Yes, that's her name.
Yeah,
Texas?
That's not even the worst thing that woman's ever said. Yeah.
I didn't think it was, but like all of her little campaign ads. There was one where she was like at an airport and she's like bitching about having to take her shoes off for TSA, and she's like, "We only have to do this because of the dirty Muslims." I swear to God, it's like it almost looks like parody. Is this woman serious?
She is pretty.
She's pretty hot. Yep. There you go, Belle. There's your girl. You can get it in. She's a little crazy, so we know you like her.
And I don't take no orders from no woman, by the way.
It's just bullshit.
Oh my God. Take orders from her. You wouldn't have a choice.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
I don't listen to women yelling. I tell them to shut up.
Oh,
Lord! Shit. What else you got tonight, Corey?
Pam Bondi's fired.
Oh, yes. I can't forget about Pam Bondi being fired. How could we possibly forget about Pam Bondi being blown out?
You ever accuse me of a crime?
I believe you just...
We won't.
Her husband did.
Oh, that's such a fair question.
Obama and Larry Sinclair.
Then she was who the fuck was she replaced with? Who took her spot, Bell?
Todd Blanche.
Todd Blanche.
That's right.
Yeah.
Trump's former
he's close.
I'm sure. I'm sure he will do an outstanding job making sure that all of the Epstein files are released. And by the way, just as an aside on that, have you seen the absolute rolling over that Dan Bongino is trying to avoid right now? This shit is so... He's talking about Thomas Massey being dishonest. And Thomas Massey
he's lost the plot.
Dude, you do understand that you told us, the American people, Dan Bongino, that you had seen everything that there was to see, and that you know for a fact that Jeffrey Epstein absolutely killed himself. Well, Dan,
come on now, you expect me to believe that?
And dude, I've said it on this before too. I've said it on the show before too. Like, maybe he did kill himself. I'm not saying that is an impossibility. I'm not trying to be, Candace Owens here. However, there's a lot of speculation that maybe he didn't. And Dan, if everything is declassified, why don't you tell us what you saw? If you're so sure that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself, why don't you tell us what you saw? And he won't. And now he can never show his face in a place where he's going to get asked a challenging question ever again. And he did this to himself.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that guy. At this point, like, fuck everybody from that administration.
Yeah, no, Dan, we were honestly on this show, which is insane. Like, never pulled the lever.
Cautiously optimistic prior to the election.
Cautiously optimistic.
Extremely cautiously optimistic. More cautious than optimistic, if we're being really honest with ourselves.
Because, Donald Trump, he always just said things, right? He always would say things.
Dude, the campaign was so well run. It was so brilliant.
But the coalition that was behind him, we thought, well, he's got to do these things to keep this coalition. And that coalition included Muslims, Mexicans, black people, foreigners, a ton of people.
And then you found out he didn't care about the coalition at all. All he cared about was enriching
power.
Enriching himself and his powerful friends. And how do we know that to be true? Well, look no further than every single time. I shouldn't say every single time. Again, try not to operate in absolutes. But a lot of the times where Donald Trump is making an announcement or is about to take an action, shortly before that announcement or that action, there are remarkably suspicious and odd-looking trades, both in the stock market and on Kalshi and Poly market. Last night is a wonderful example of that. As Trump was speaking, oil shot up to over $100 a barrel. I mean, is that a coincidence? I would say that maybe it is if there weren't countless other examples of something extraordinarily similar happening. So I will give Donald Trump and his administration credit for this one thing. What a wonderful job they've done exposing the fact that, especially as time has gone by, people generally only enter politics to enrich themselves. That's it. There are a few good apples in there. We talk about them all the time. We love our Rand Pauls. We love our Thomas Masseys. Decent amount of respect for what Marjorie Taylor Greene turned out to be once she gave up the weird Jewish space laser stuff.
She didn't change her principles. She stayed MAGA.
Ro Khanna. I mean, we can't just do only the Republicans. Ro Khanna.
Ro Khanna.
Decent amount of respect for that guy.
And even though he's rolled over a lot, someone who's put a lot of their entire life into politics.
If you say Bernie Sanders, Corey, I'm going to jump through this screen and fucking strangle you.
I was going to give him some roses, man, because of the fact that while all the rest of the politicians were all running home when the government was closed and their session was over, he did scoot out to Minneapolis and was doing protests and stuff.
I never had such a great assistant. I'm going to call you the Goy Wonder.
That was actually the DM he sent me. He said he would say that if I said what I just said. I'm just trying to throw some Democrats some roses here, Dan.
It's hard to do.
It's just so hilarious how it's one Democrat and two Republicans is our list. of all the people in government.
And one of those Republicans is like obviously a libertarian, not even really a Republican. Like it's funny because like you'll have Trump and the MAGA crowd run out and call Thomas Massey a rhino. And it's like, do you think is that still supposed to be a pejorative? Like, is that really supposed to still be an insult?
Right.
Right now, you're still using that as an insult? All right.
Come on now, you expect me to believe that?
Yes.
Oh, man. What else do we have? Trump said Cuba is next. Apparently there's some Christian pogroms going on in Syria right now. But, man, we really needed to put the Al-Qaeda guy in there because we have to hate Hezbollah now. You think there are a whole lot of Christians running around screaming about Christians being persecuted in Syria right now? Or do you think they just don't know about it?
They probably just don't know about it. It's like
if they did, they'd say anything?
It's just like the space launch. Like that barely made the news.
Yeah.
Like we're going back to the moon. And like it was just everyone's just in this economy.
I mean, it's a fair point, dude.
Right. Like,
you can't afford eggs, but man, I'm glad we're going back to the moon.
Not because it's easy, because it's hard.
Because it is hard.
And very expensive.
I am also hard, and I can't do anything unless I have a strange piece of ass.
It is pretty wild how he said after the Bay of Pigs, he said he wanted to shatter the CIA into 1 million pieces, and then he got killed a year later.
Can't imagine
Come on now, you expect me to believe that?
Yes, keep an eye on that one. Christians getting persecuted in Syria right now. Oh my God. How did we miss Lindsey Graham? Corey, you had that video of his video after Trump's speech last night, right? I don't know how long it's going to take you to find that, but I'm going to ask you to do so. And while you're finding that, can I please make fun of him for very, very creepily taking a vacation to fucking Disney World as a single old gay man? How weird do you have to be? While DHS is shut down, by the way. What a wonderful representative he is to his state. He's South Carolina, right? Yeah, he's South Carolina. What a creep, dude. This is the most, outside of Bibi Netanyahu, maybe the most evil man on the face of the earth. All he wants to do is blow people up. And then he wants to go like jerk off under a table at some restaurant at Epcot. Well, he's probably drinking a non-alcoholic beer because his harem is men. But what a creep.
Okay. We have all just participated in a hate crime.
Fuck. Not. It's okay. Did you not find it, or did it not pop up?
No, I was saying fuck because we all participated in a hate crime.
Oh. He was all for Trump's speech last night, even though Trump said nothing.
Here it is right here.
Oh, it was recorded on your phone. We can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it?
We can't hear it. Yeah, you can't do the fucking screen share. That's okay.
Oh, well, that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I've tried.
But anyways, right here, you can read the words. Right here when he says, he goes, "I'm the happiest I've ever been." Like, what the fuck was that?
Shut up, bitch!
That
well done, sir. We're gonna blow him back into the Stone Age. I don't know what the hell we're gonna do after that. Actually, that should sound more like Lindsey Graham when I say that. Well done, sir. We're gonna blow him back into the Stone Age. I don't know what we're gonna do after that. All I know is this gerbil that I keep in my ass is being real scratchy right now. He was the real bugger when I was at Disney World.
I'm as happy as I can be, and then here he is.
Why does he look
by himself?
It's so weird because I don't think I've ever seen Lindsey Graham standing up. Like, I've never seen him from the belt down. I'm not looking at his penis like you might think I am.
Look at that weak ass jaw.
He's skinnier than I thought he would be. Isn't he?
Ozempic, man.
I don't know. All I know is he is way skinnier than I thought he would be. And it kind of freaks me out.
And he takes the fat shot drug. Seriously overweight.
It's all that blood I get from my blood boys. I just need that gerbil that I keep in my ass to stop squirming about.
What a fucking weird. What a fucking weirdo. That guy.
Yeah, he's
that Lindsey Graham. And then he had, when he came back from Disney, he had that super macho photo out there of him shooting guns.
See, look, I swear to God, I'm not gay. Keep a gerbil in my ass, but I'm not gay. I promise you that.
Maybe it's the gerbil that's talking the whole time. The gerbil just made its way to his brain.
I swear to God, I'm not gay. We're going to find out one day, even if it's on Lindsey Graham's deathbed. If he ever dies, I mean, if he keeps using those blood boys like he does.
You're gay.
Anything else? Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. Pam Bondi.
The fact that we haven't. Oh, go ahead.
I have written down, why not privatize the TSA?
Yes. Well, that would be a little bit fascist.
Would it?
Yeah, a private business that does the bidding of the state. That's pretty fucking fascist. Doesn't really get a whole lot.
No, it's a private business protecting it. Like, because I mean, I guess the airports are municipal, aren't they? They're government funded and stuff. Are they government funded? Like, is DET?
Yeah, it's owned by the city of Detroit, even though it's not in the city of Detroit, which is hilarious.
Right. But it's so.
Side are you on? I did not mean to play that.
I'm just saying that the safety of an airport could probably be more streamlined and efficient if it was a private if there was a bunch of private companies bidding to be the one that promised that safety. And obviously if one company is really good, nothing's happening on their watch, and they could be like, oh yeah, look, we did this one, because like some smaller airports are privatized, but it's like all the big ones aren't. And I don't know. Make it to where like the airplanes, make it to where it's like the fucking plane companies.
Well, that hot lady from Texas should get on that if she gets elected.
Like, I don't know, right?
And I don't take no orders from no woman, by the way.
Delta would pay a shit ton of money to make sure that if you got on their plane, it was safe. If it was up to them.
Would they now?
I don't know. Maybe.
Southwest,
I feel like already it's like one heartbeat away from just slapping the shit out of you for asking to use the bathroom when they're on the tarmac. And Spirit. I feel like, yeah, your Spirit, yeah. And they probably spit in your drinks.
Lindsey Graham might like that. He should fly Spirit.
Because Spirit Airlines is like the seats. It's like, I don't know if this thing's bolted down. They're like, shut the fuck up.
Do you think a good transition for Lindsey Graham would be to like start hanging out with Chrissy Noems' husband a little bit? Because then like it's like a dude with tits. Like you can like start there before he can finally let his full homosexuality come out.
Oh, I thought you were talking about transitioning him to being straight.
Or I mean, conversion therapy. I mean, whatever he needs.
That Landmark case was pretty wild, right?
What?
That not Landmark case, but that conversion therapy case.
I didn't read a whole lot about this. Was there?
So there wasn't actually a ruling. It got tossed back to the lower courts to like test its constitutionality. But apparently, so I guess like from what I've gathered from it, is this chick, she was a therapist, and her last name was Childs because it was like Childs versus
a female therapist. You don't say.
Yeah, and but she was like a Christian therapist, and it was, I guess, like under the very broad scope of what like the ban on conversion therapy was in California. You couldn't really even talk to like a minor about their sexual orientation. But that just doesn't make any sense if that's what they're there about, right? And so she challenged it and said that this is attacking my free speech. So the court case was essentially free speech versus states' rights.
Ooh.
Yeah, right? Like that's what I said. It's like, ooh.
That could get hairy.
Right. So there was no ruling. It was an 8-1, actually, which is crazy. It was 8-1 in the Supreme Court. Ketanji Brown Jackson was the only one that was the dissenter that this may be like an infringement on free speech and to throw it back. But what that might do is make the law invalid of conversion therapy. So the fallout of this could be like the pseudoscience of like electroshock therapy and all that stuff. Because like most of conversion therapy is pseudoscience. But what she was doing was just talking to them. She called it talk therapy about their sexual orientation. And it's like, where do you draw the line? Like the suicide rates, like, because here's the thing, right? This, I could give a shit less if you're gay, straight, whatever. What I care about is if there's a way to cause less pain and less suffering and less death, then let's go with that. And if there's more options for someone to choose to talk to them, to have someone try to talk them out of it like a fucking suicide, then and that helps, great. If that doesn't, then someone who just gives them straight up positive affirmations. And if that helps, great. But obviously the positive affirmations themselves don't work because like suicide rates and stuff, like on a percentage wise of like gay people and suicide rates and like transgender people and suicide rates, the ratios are way fucking higher than they are for your average straight person. And it could be a million.
I never sucked any ding dongs.
And it could be a million different factors of like environmental and people on the outside and like societal pressure and all that different stuff. But it doesn't look like just telling them that what they are is who they are. Like George Santos over here, you know,
don't get bogged down by all the haters out there.
Therapist George Santos, right? So like if that's like why not let more options be out there, because it might work for someone, right?
That's kind of my feeling on it. Like I've never really thought that there was anything inherently wrong with conversion therapy. And I have to be careful the way that I say this because I'll get caught.
Right, because conversion therapy is equated with like getting buzzed by like fucking electricity.
Right.
So,
what I mean is if I'm a grown adult gay man, right? And I'm like, I really don't want to be gay. I am, but I don't want to be. Like, why would you take away my right to go to somebody who could maybe help in that situation? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then you just get called a self-hating queer.
Therapist doing
you just get called a self-hating queer. That's all that will happen.
So that's the other thing too, right? Like that's the double whammy for these people.
It's one thing to like force a child, you know what I mean? Like
into conversion therapy,
because you don't like the fact that your kid is gay, that you want to like send them through that. That's a totally different conversation.
Right. But an
like,
adult
if I'm a grown
is just
man
like,
making a decision
I don't
on
want to
my
be
own.
gay. Like someone that says, I don't want to quit cigarettes.
You're
obviously
gay.
What is more detrimental to your
You're
health
gay.
But yeah, right. Like there's so much positivity for someone joining the LGBTQ community, and there's a lot of money behind it, and there's a lot of people getting, and like there's so much support for someone like joining that community. But if someone decides to opt out of that community,
ostracized,
just
ostracized.
Like there's no community for people who joined that community and then didn't, because you know you're fucking evangelical conservatives and all these people are still going to be like they're going to say, oh, you switched the channel. I was going to play
talking about freedom, you fucking queers.
So but like yeah, like you know, like, and if someone is like detransitioning, they feel like they got sold a bill of goods.
Shut up,
and
bitch.
then when they're trying to like just go back to their normal like sex, the social net's dried up, the fucking community's dried up, the money behind it, like it's just because they spend it all on the first surgery, so they don't have it for the second.
Your phony vagina's dried up.
But yeah, so like it's just like they're fucked, dude.
You take forever to say
So if someone's trying to avoid that and like find a way to just like be happy and survive by going to talking to someone about like, hey, maybe you don't need to do that. Maybe you're just comfortable in your skin. Maybe, you know, why is that bad?
We have all just participated in a hate crime.
Did you send Bell any TikToks? We didn't give him much to do tonight. He had a nice quiet night.
I didn't. I don't have any.
You're slacking here.
I have one to show you afterwards.
It's
pretty hard anyways.
Yeah, it's just Bryon Noems cans over and over on a loop,
just bouncing.
All right, we had a little bit of an abbreviated episode, but I think we got the point across.
Yeah, it was concise, slick, and good,
and lots of titty talk. Don't you tell the people where they can find us, Corey?
Okay, and Libservative Podcast is found on all social media podcast platforms. Our website is libservativeshow.com. We can be found at Libservative on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Instagram and Twitter at LibservativePod. Our TikTok videos can be found at Libservative Podcast, and you can reach out directly at libservativepod@gmail.com. Subscribe today.
If you're listening in podcast form, do us a favor. Leave us a rating. Leave us a review, if Corey didn't mention that already.
Yeah, like, subscribe, share, and tell a friend.
And smash that notification bell.
Bell, smash that notification. But yeah, no, definitely share it with people. You know, give you something to talk about around the water cooler at the.
I never had such a great assistant. I'm gonna call you the Goy Wonder.
And with probably the demographics of our audience, with the draft age getting bumped up to 42, we have to start.
Imagine you're Rambo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to Corey's point, women are not allowed to listen to our show, so
we have white privilege.
Yeah. Anyway, for Bell the Bodysnatcher on the ones and twos all night,
Life
he
isn't
has
about
been
getting drunk and eating chicken fingers all the time. All right.
He has been Corey Walsh.
He's been Dan Griffin.
This has been Libservative Intellectual Idiots fostering political and cultural literacy and the world's smartest internet show. I was kidding. Women are allowed to listen to the show. But until next time, we are out of here.
Shut up, bitch.
The great fundamental issue now before our people. We, the people, cannot turn back. Somebody must lead, or else the fight would not be made at all.